What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. So we're gonna talk about how to balance out your shadows. Okay, so of course we want to embrace all of our shadows, and also what's one of the best foods for your shadow to help balance it out. So as we go through our day, we pretty much use up a lot of energy. We're dealing with a lot of different people, so there's a lot of aura to aura exchanges. We eat food, which obviously that's going to cost energy to break it down and send it to wherever it needs to send it to in our bodies. Okay, we're dealing with different ranges of emotions. Okay, so we have different types of feelings throughout the day. So obviously, this stuff is going to affect our shadows. Okay, so these are the parts of ourselves where we may not feel so comfortable with dealing with. But here is actually the best food for balancing your shadows. And it's very important to consume this food every single day as much as you can. In fact, the more you consume it, the higher your vibration will be. So, as you're dealing with your shadows, you have to remember that those are a part of you. So don't discard them. They are a part of you. And one of the best things you can do is to embrace them, and it's actually going to make you be more whole. So how would you balance that out? Okay, one of the best foods, okay, because there's so many different types of foods. You got alkaline, you got acidic, you got, you know, vegan, you got all these different types of diets, you got all these different types of foods, which are forms of energy. They're forms of energy. So in order to balance out your shadows, okay, one of the best things that you can do, and especially for children, is what you do before you go to bed or before you go into your rest state in the evening, especially. It helps if you do it during the day, but you'll have the greatest impact if you eat this before you go to bed at night. Okay, and then every time you eat it, every time you consume it, it will raise your vibration. So, what is this food? The number one food in the world, actually. And it encompasses everybody that you should consume before you go to bed to raise your vibration. And balancing out your shadows is endorphins. That's right, endorphins, especially when you're dealing with the children. Okay, when you're dealing with children, before they go to bed, you want to do things like force them to release endorphins. So tickle them, or play tag, or hide and seek. You want to do something fun and energetic. But the big one is if you tickle them. So if you have get violent with it too. So have a lot of fun with tickling your children or even grown folks. And what that's going to do is that's going to release a large amount of endorphins in your brain. And when you release those endorphins in your brain and you go to the spirit world, okay, you're going to have a completely different experience because your vibration went up. Okay, so before you go into your rest state, before you go to sleep, release endorphins. And one of the best ways to do that is to tap into your innocence. Just like we was doing when we was little. We played tag, we ran around. If you ain't got no children, okay, you can still tap into that innocence, okay? So just find something to where you can be playful, okay, and something that'll help access and release those endorphins in your brain, okay? So that's gonna help to balance out your shadows, okay? Because a lot of people, their shadows, they start to overtake them because they not playing enough. They need to be start playing. They taking their life too serious, or they're taking a situation too serious, and those energies they build up over time. And that stuff affects your aura and it affects your overall vibration and frequency. So that's why it's important to do it before bed, because that's the time when your body regenerates, and that's the time when you travel and throughout the astral plane. Okay, so the best food in the world to balance out your shadows, working directly with your shadows, your vibration and your frequency, to raise it before bed, is to release those endorphins. And I highly recommend just tickle fights. Just grab, if you got children, just tickle them, and then let them tickle you. Okay, sometimes, as we get older, we start getting stiff, but we supposed to be ticklish. As grown folks, you're supposed to be ticklish. If you're not ticklish, then there's something wrong with your central nervous system. We always supposed to be ticklish. So that is the gateway, and that is basically how you can balance out your shadows, is release those endorphins, so tickle each other. It's that simple. Have fun, Tap in. Don't take everything so serious. Asheo.